Welcome back to an episode of BassBros, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a tutorial on how to raise baby fish. So let's go. So first up, if you end up buying a fish, or your fish just randomly one day are like, hey, I'm gonna make babies. It doesn't matter, because I actually bought a fish that was pregnant. So like within a week I just had a bunch of baby fish, and I was like, oh crap, what the heck do I do? So first thing you want to do is get them out of the parent tank, like where the fish were born, because those big fish in there, even the parents will possibly eat the baby fish, or it's just not a safe environment for them. So what you want to do is get another tank of any sort, like a 1-gallon bowl or whatever. That's what I have, so that's what I'm gonna use an example in this video, because that's what I did. Unfortunately, I found this out like at 2 in the morning or something, so I didn't set up the tank until the next day, and I lost basically all the baby fish within one night. So it's very important that as soon as you see them, to get the baby fish out. So I was able to at least recover 2 of my baby fish here. So alright, next up, how much should you feed them? Since they are baby fish, their metabolisms are pretty high, so they're working hard. They need a lot of food, so you should feed them anywhere up from 4 to 6 times a day. Just make sure you crumble up the food really small so they can actually eat it, and you want to make sure you feed them a lot so you can get them growing a lot of food, and then eventually they will grow into adult fish, and then you can go back to feeding them at the normal rate. And for me, I have balloon belly molly babies, so it's supposed to take 3 to 4 months for them to grow. I think I've had them for 2.5 to 3 months, and they're starting to take on an actual look of a balloon belly molly. So I think they're starting to get around that time where they are growing pretty fast. So, and since it is a 1-gallon bowl or not, ideally you'd want to get a bubbler in there to circulate some oxygen a little bit better, to break the surface of the water and mix everything up. It's not necessary, but I think it helps the fish a lot. As for the bubbler, I just turn it on from 1 to 5 minutes every morning and every night, just to circulate the water just a little bit. But you don't have to turn it on that much. You don't have to leave it on all the time, because the bubbler might go a little bit too hard for those fish, and they will get circled around pretty quickly if you have a bigger bubbler. And if you could get a heater in there to make sure the water temperature is the correct water temperature for whatever fish species you have. I have a tropical fish, so some 78 to 82 degrees water is pretty good, so that's what I like to keep it at. What I do is I take the heater from my big tank over there and just put it into the bowl, and then have it heat up. And I kind of just switch back and forth between the two, so you don't actually need to go buy a new heater. You can just use the one you already have, and just make sure you're moving it around. I've been doing that for 2.5 months now. I've just been moving it from tank to tank to make sure they're both heated properly. And then once you have the heater and the bubbler in there, then you can just clean it every 1 to 2 weeks. You just clean that tank, because the bowl doesn't have a filter, so it does need to be cleaned a lot more often than a tank with a filter like this one. And then after that, that's pretty much all you need to do to care for these fish. They are basically just like caring for normal fish, except you just have to feed them just a little bit more so they can get some growth on them. And then, of course, once the fish reach adult size, or if you think they're big enough to put back in the other tank without the other fish harming them, then you're good to go. You can put them back in the other tank, and there you go. You have raised your baby fish to adult size. I haven't got there yet, but hopefully they will soon, in the next month or 2. I would hope to put them back into the nice tank with them. Unfortunately, the parents, or the mom, actually has died, so fortunately, I won't have them reunited, but that's, what can you do, Alright guys, I hope this video may have helped some of you with unexpected baby fish in your tank. If you guys want to see more fish tank videos, be sure to leave a fat thumbs up. And as always, stay tuned. Till next time on BassBros.